Hey, this is the Make Sense Again American, where everything I say makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you can always contradict, but chances are you're wrong. Let me begin. We're in February 2020, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about how often you hear about Black history. Now, I don't celebrate it because I'm not Black. It's no big deal. I mean, if they don't expect Cambodians to stand up and cheer, why should they expect a Mexican to? So I'm not going to cheer. This is something that you white liberals have told other white liberals that you have to acknowledge and pay homage and pretty much worship. Not me. Nothing against Black history, but I don't expect them to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, which is in September. And Hispanic Heritage Month is everybody that's Latin, which is El Salvador, Honduras, Puerto Rico, Mexico, everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Bolivia, I'm talking about Trinidad, everybody that's Latin, Dominican Republic, Dominicanos, Cubanos, everybody Latin. So we really don't get our own month. It's pretty much shared with everybody. Anyways, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you always hear the notion that Blacks always say that they built this country? That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. You didn't build a damn thing. I'm sorry, but you didn't build a damn thing. Here's why I say that. If the white man, the white slave owner, had you building homes, why did y'all stop? I mean, if you built, what did you build? Because slaves do what chores. That's what slaves do. They do what teenage boys do, which is a bunch of chores. Get the grass, cook the meals, clean the place, tend to the stock, things like that. Feed the pets, feed the animals, a lot of housekeeping, things like that. And when a man had a slave, if he had a lot of them, I guess he sold them. But if a man had, let's say the buyer, okay, let's say you sell freaking toilet paper and everybody needs toilet paper. You don't need a lot of toilet paper, you only buy what you need. So if you were a slave owner, what did you own? Like one here, one there. Anyway, I guess we'll never know the answer to that. I've questioned it, I never got an answer. But a slave owner, I get it. He's got like maybe 30 or to 300 and he's selling them. That's the guy with a shitload of toilet paper. He has the manufacturing toilet paper company and he's selling the rolls one by one. But here's the thing that y'all always say, and I say y'all Blacks, I said it. Y'all always say, we built this country. What did you build? Now, I do believe that you built the railroad tracks. I'll give you that. As far as being a skilled worker, you built railroad tracks. But if you built houses and you built homes, factories, and if you built companies, why did you stop? They say that the father is very important. When it comes to Mexicans, a lot of Mexicans drop out of school and the fathers look at them and say, you really don't like school? No, Dad, I don't like school. All right. I didn't want this to happen, but I guess it's going to have to happen. I got to teach you a trade. And so I know a friend of mine that didn't like school, so his father taught him how to build cabinets. Now he builds houses because Dad taught him. And another friend of mine, well, he wasn't a friend, but I met him, and he told me. He says, I own 2 transmission remanufacturing companies. I rebuild transmissions. He says, I told my dad I hate school. And he goes, why do you hate school? He goes, I hate school. And he says, well, if you hate school, why the hell are you, why can't you just give it a chance? Because I can't. I'm dropping out. So when he did that, his dad showed him how to build transmissions. Fathers are very important. My dad was a welder. Hence, I weld. You see what I'm saying now? So when it comes to dads, you teach your children. The first thing you want is to teach your children. So when you say we built this country, that means you have the skill to build bridges, houses, and factories. Yet you wanted your 40 acres and a mule. I don't understand. Help me understand how you built this country. See, this is the part where I'm proud and proud. Because when you look at the streets and the buildings and the bridges today, it's my people. It's Mexicans. Cubans drive trucks. Dominicans do what they do. But Mexicans are the one that mostly are building this country. They're the ones that are building homes from the ground up. They're building everything. Mexicans. And I understand that white people can build homes too, but Mexicans are doing it for dirt cheap. there is a labor factor, and I understand. I've seen the movie We're Coming to America, and it is sad because a lot of these men are lowballing and taking the contracts away from people that do the same amount of work for a little more money. I get it. I understand that. We could talk about that some other day, but I do sympathize with you. I mean, I understand, but I mean, your Democratic leaders, let them in and don't want to let them out. Trump's trying to keep the American working, and Democrats trying to keep them in. So, but don't act like I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to ignore it. I understand. Anyway, back to the strong black king. If you say you built something, I want to know what you built, because I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Let's say you were building homes and bridges and manufacturing companies, and you're ready to, you just freed. They took the chains off 6 minutes ago. The first thing you would do is tell your son, okay, son, it's going to be me and you. Because I know your son was there. I mean, you had to have children. I mean, a lot of them didn't. They did separate, but a lot of them had children and a wife and a family. And you had, Candace Owens verified, you had a lot of tight-knit black families. The father, the mother, the son of the daughter, things like that, or the daughter, you know, a nuclear family. And it was based on old classic conservatism. Y'all had that. When you had a bond, you had that. When the struggle was yours, it belonged to your family too. All of y'all had that. I get it. But if you were building, let's say that you were building homes, why isn't there the richest man? Why is the richest man in the world that does real estate Donald Trump, and not the richest man that does real estate Lamar Brown? Do you see what I'm saying? You would think that him and his great grandfather would have had an empire by now, building homes, skyscrapers, and buildings. But no, you didn't build this country. I'm sorry to tell you, but you got to stop saying that, because it's a bunch of hogwash. If you built something, show me what you built. You didn't build anything. Now, have you built entertainment? Of course you have. Have you amped up the NBA profits? Of course not. WNBA, I'm sorry. No, there's no way. WNBA, my ass. Anyway, but the NBA, NFL, exciting to watch. Lots of athleticism, okay? Men that, son of slaves with the slave genetics. They have a lot of muscles, and they're taller, and they're bigger, and they're faster. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys are blessed, yet there's millions of guys that are not blessed right now. So when you build something, yeah, you built it. Entertainment, rap, comedy, and dance. But don't say you built anything. You didn't build a damn thing. We're not going to say that anymore. If you want black history, that's a taste of black history. Sorry. If you want to see who's building, we are. And that's it. You're no longer going to say that. I'm sorry. If you built something, write a comment. The hell did you build? I already told you what you built. You built an empire of rap and dance. That's it. If you built something, please tell me. Now, if you invented something, yes. A gentleman invented the charcoal mask, which eliminates you to smell. A gentleman invented the red light. Got it. That's an invention, not building. It's an invention. It's no different than finding a cure for polio. You didn't build anything, but you did a lot of good. You see what I'm saying? So, on that note, if you have something that you want to enlighten me, please do so. This is the Make Sense Again American, where everything I say makes sense. The part about make it make sense, you know? If you did build something, show me what you built. I don't see it. I've never seen it. By the way, the reason that you didn't build houses, the white man wasn't going to give that to you. He was not going to tell you how to structure or read a measuring tape. He was not going to tell you how to do a foundation for a building. He was not going to say, come here. I understand you've been my slave forever, but whatever. When you're young and agile and have a strong back, he's not going to put you to help build houses. He's going to put you to help do the most work, the most labor. That's what you do as a slave. You do chores. And the stronger you are, the more difficult the chores. That's it. But he did not teach you how to do anything. That's why I said, I believe you were, as far as what you built was a lot of railroad tracks. and the railroads were lined up and all the wood was set, and you hammered and you hammered and you hammered all day long. I've been working on the railroad all the live long days. I believe it's a slave song. I've been working on the railroad. That one, I believe it's a slavery song. Not a slave song, but you know what I mean. I think that song was being sung as you were swinging that hammer. As far as building anything else, I don't get it. Like I said, fathers would teach their sons how to build. The first thing I would do is say, I'm taking what I learned and we're going to start building things. But you need to stop saying, we built this country. You didn't build anything. That's it. That's it. I'm just taking that away because you didn't. If you did, like I said, please tell me. Happy Black History Month. Orale. I'll talk to y'all later. Make sense like an American. If I'm wrong, please contradict. Hit me back. Bye.